Kish, what are your thoughts going into this? You are one of the more established folks over here on the caster desk, so who do you think is going to win this series? Give me your predictions.
So as we're loading in here, map 1 on the point of view of one of your fellow casters, Pay2Bot, as he goes down. I honestly think that's a fluke, and I think Utah Valley's going to take this. You know, seeing last season, Utah Valley finished second in all of the Division 1, and the University of Utah, the Utes, finished 4th overall. So I believe both teams obviously have some improvement and probably did some work in the offseason, but I'm going to take Utah Valley in a 5-game series on this map as we get started, and Utah Valley up 11-1.
Definitely the crowd favorites, you know, like Dilly Donut, Tuco. Those are some of the favorites in the College Halo Discord, right? You also have Pay2Bot, my fellow caster, my brethren. He is going to be casting with me over the weekend. Excited to do that. But they also have, I believe, a new player on the squad as well. Bert?
Enemy has the ball.
Virgil?
Froyo?
Froyo? We're just going to call him the Burnt Man or something. We're just going to call him Burnt, okay? But he's the new Friel. Thank you, Dog Bear. But we got Burnt Friel as a new player for this Utah Valley squad. So I wonder, Kish, if there's going to be a little bit of challenge, you know, having a new player, not familiar with the team, not familiar with the play style or speed, etc., going up against this Utah Utes squad. I mean, H. Lonzy, Mike 120, these guys are some slayers, man, and they are not to be taken lightly.
Yeah, you know, I was getting mad at Mike 120 in 8s because I could not win a single one against him as he's starting off this game. 5-2 here, looking for more. Picks up the Quantum Translocator here, taking Tuco in a 1, and ooh, some fancy footwork there. Does not quite pay off the way he wanted it to. Tuco here, looking to try to get this ball time back. Game is still neck and neck within 20 points, which is honestly the best you can ask for in an oddball. Ball gets played, Karate Jojo goes down, and just trying to play some trades here, and it's pretty even so far. As I say that, 4 go down for the Utah Utes.
4 go down momentarily for the Utes, and they're going to look to rally as quickly as they can, making sure that these Wolverines do not get too much ball time. But the camo's coming up in just a couple of seconds, and Pay2Bot already brought down to no shields, cannot contest that. Camo's going to spawn, and the Utes are going to be able to snag that. And here comes a nice flank from Karate Jojo, as he is just going to push out of the dummy door, and he is going to get 1 kill. But again, 3 go down for both teams, actually, but it will be the Utes who win the final 1v1.
Honestly, incredible work out of the Utes there. You know, Cody Ruboy, that's a name we've seen in College Halo for a long time here, and you can see how these veteran players are just able to not necessarily pick up where their teammates aren't able to, but pick up when their teammates aren't even on the map. And Karate Jojo, Cody Ruboy knows how to do that as he's 6-4 here. And honestly, this team fight around ball right now, it could mean the world for UVU here. They're trying to get these next 4 points to tie the game back up and potentially take the lead.
Oh my gosh, Tuco!
You need to chill with that Bandit Evo in your hand. And
no way!
The no scope for his first kill nonetheless. As 2 go down for UVU, the Utes might have something to say about this play here.
The Utes are trying to rally off of a disgusting defense from the Wolverines. Dilly Donut wanted to go for the no-scope, feeling it after taking down Mike 120, but misses the head and unfortunately gets taken down. But Pay2Bot and company are there to clean up the slack. And Pay2Bot with a double kill is going to scoop up the skull, bring this towards the tower. Going to say thank you very much. And with a little help from his friends, they are going to get this clean tower hold.
Yeah, that was a great rotation by the Wolverines there. H. Lonzy gets spotted here in Nest. Looks like he's going to wait for his teammate to push here, but ooh, what a great body shot out of him. You know, he might only have 2 kills, but that damage is what could matter at the end of the day. Ball gets played here, and the Utes are going to look to...
Come on, Lonzy. There
we go. Listen, if that's me, I'm taking... If I have to take 2, I'm taking 5 if I need to get up that 1 jump there. But
not the easiest skill jump on live fire by any means. Probably the second hardest next to the sandbags jump, as we are watching the POV of Cody Ruboy as he manages to get a couple of players of the Wolverines down low. But again, this fight around camo, this is the second camo that the Wolverines have lost in a row. But fortunately for the Utah Valley, they have not been able to convert those into some meaningful ball time, as the Utes are finally going to get themselves a strong tower hold. But already the Wolverines are putting this defense to the test. Dilly Donut takes down one. Lonzy gets a perfect 5 on Petabot, taking him down with relative ease. Tuco, on the other hand, though, with Dilly Donut flying towards the back of this tower. Ruboy, I don't know where you came from, but he is not going to be able to take down Dilly Donut, unfortunately. But they did get to play the ball 73-71, and it is still very, very close as the Utes bring this ball towards A once again.
This is some great work. Honestly, one of the things I was seeing was on Turbine and back tower, you're seeing these long distance shots just connecting from both players, and they have enough respect not to take the fights to the death. They know each other can shoot. They know their Bandit Evos work in the other hands. Sometimes when you're in a 1v1, you feel like you could take a little bit more, bite off a little more than you can chew. But both of these teams, you know, they're here. It's the Battle of Utah. This match might mean more than maybe a national championship could to either of these teams. This is one of the only times you're going to see the states, like 2 teams in one state, fight against each other in a match like this.
We also have the Battle of Florida coming up later. As soon as we get those 2 teams together, we will make sure that it is on stream for you guys to view and watch. But Karate Joe has been absolutely insane with this S7, missing Petabot, but it doesn't matter because Lonzy is there to help him out. And just when we thought the Wolverines were going to probably take this first round, it looks like the Utes are actually going to hold strong, as Cody Jojo loves to hold the ball, and with the help of Lonzy, he's going to hold the ball for as long as he wants. And that skull ain't going nowhere, baby, as the Utes take round 1 in this live fire oddball.
27 points is all that separated the 2 teams, just above a quarter of the time needed for a round of oddball. This is going to go to 3 rounds, and I would put a lot of money on it, but unfortunately there's no gambling in college Halo yet. Somebody get on that, because I'd be your #1 customer, I promise you.
I mean, we missed the opportunity to put channel points on the line, Kish, but we're gonna have to do it for game number 2. But Karate Joe, with this S7, trying to make something happen, gets taken down by Tuco, who gets traded out in return by Cody Rue. And Cody, with the help of Mike 20, it looks like the Utes once again are probably likely going to get this camo. But Dilly Donut with some great cross map shots, gonna bring Mike 120 down to no shields, and here come the Wolverines as they might be able to get this camo. But Cody Rue with that nade takes down Dilly Donut. It's all Tuco just left, but he's getting shot in the back. Has to think about burning his camo, but no way! Tuco gets taken down, and somehow, oh my gosh, it was bedlam and pandemonium behind that turbine, but the camo does end up getting burnt, and neither team able to put this into use. But it's just been a feeding frenzy with slays and kills and murder, Kish.
This is absolutely incredible. There is a lot of slang on the map. There is a lot of smart Halo being played. You know, this ball has been sitting on the ground for over a minute. We're nearing 1:30 seconds that nobody has touched this ball. It's been absolute chaos over towards the camouflage. It has just been trade after trade. The snipe only has 1 bullet. And now the ball has at least 1 second in it. I was about to say the snipe has still more bullets than ball time, but I want to see what Mike 120 can do with this last bullet, and he finds the head. He's going to re-challenge this for Dilly Donut. He knows there's another player on this side of the map. He wants so badly to find this player. Finds one, but not too sure he knows Dilly Donut's still behind him.
Oh, man.
And he doesn't, as Dilly Donut takes him down, going for the second, but he runs out of ammo. That's the worst thing you want to see in a fight like that.
Mike 120 and Dilly Donut putting in the work as much as they can to give their teams a little bit of an advantage. But when we take a look at the scoreboard, it is Tuco and Lonzy who are both battling it out against the question of which is the MVP for their team, you know? Tuco, 23-17 with that death. Lonzy, 21-12 currently right now. And both of these players They are definitely putting in the work in the slay department to try and give their teams as much of an advantage. Peanutbot, no! He had the repulse, throws out the melee, gonna get taken down, but Dilly Donut looking to flank over in back green is unfortunately gonna get run down and chased by Karate Joe. Uses a QT to try to save his life. It's not gonna matter as Karate Jojo gonna take him down. And Peanutbot, he just spawned. Don't do it to him like this. He gets taken down and sent immediately back to the respawn screen. And I don't know about you, Kish, but it is all Utes right now in the kill feed as Tuco finds himself in a rock in a hard place. And once again, two go down for the Wolverines, and they're just on a spawn blender right now from this Utah squad.
This is honestly incredible by the Utes. Correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe they have missed a camouflage this whole game, and if they have, it was burned immediately. These Utes are doing a perfect job at controlling utility, and especially like right here, when they go 4 dead, they throw the ball off the map.
Meaningful play when your backs are against the wall, but unfortunately Burnt Friel, the new player on the stream, struggling a little bit in this first game. A lot of pressure, a lot of expectation being put on the new member of this elite squad that can definitely challenge for the top 4. But H. Lonzy with a meaningful flank gonna immediately put the dagger in the hearts of the Wolverines. But Tuco and Burnt Friel, just as I was being a little bit too harsh on Friel, probably, Lonzy trying to get the jump, unfortunately gets taken down as Tuco ices up and sends him back into the death screen. And Mike 120 getting taken down by Tuco once again. Tuco might hit a 30 bomb here in a minute, Kish.
Yeah, this is honestly incredible. Between Tuco and Lonzy, there are nearly... there could be 60 kills on the map at the end of this game between just those two players, which you don't see often. And the fact that they're on opposing teams shows you how equal this match is. Tuco, speaking of which, on his POV, trying to get out of a fight, spots 2 players on sandbags. Sees this player go back B, gets some damage out on the map. Wolverines opting to play the ball here as 3 go down. Tuco last alive might be your best option if you're Utah Valley. However, Tuco ends up getting pinched here on top mid, and the Utes just capitalizing on the fresh spawns, knowing where spawners are, reading spawns perfectly well, trying to keep them on staggered spawns, rotating this ball. One might say textbook Halo is being played by the Utes right now.
Yeah, and Petabot, unfortunately, a little bit too aggressive too early before the Wolverines could get there, or never mind, actually, as 2 go down for the Utes, and the Wolverines are chasing this ball, forgetting completely about Cody Rue over in green. And as Burnt Friel actually using the pillars, is he going to be able to get him? Yes, he does. With the last shot, he finally takes him down by pillars, but not before Dilly Donut gets the ball moving towards back tower. And Petabot gets the trade on Cody Rue, but as you can see, it's just a sea of red along that dummy ramp right now, and Dilly forced to play the ball right now because all of the Utes just went down in that exchange, and it is once again the Utes who are looking to put up the pressure, but 40 seconds to 58. The Wolverines are definitely going to have to get some ball time, but it is currently just so much in the favor of the Utes right now. And 5 shots for Mike 120. Not even looking the right way, Dilly Donut, but Tuco getting 2. Can he get 3? He gets the beat down. He gets the cleanup and the triple kill for Tuco. That might be exactly the kind of play that the Wolverines need, but he has to be careful because Lonzy is waiting for him in the wings behind the tower. He drops down. He delivers a fist, and Tuco, despite all of that effort, couldn't get him. And Lonzy playing with his life, playing for his life rather, trying to stay alive in this strong back mud position, isn't going to get found out or cleaned up by any of the Wolverines. They're in fact just going to leave him there. So Lonzy is going to be in the perfect position for a flank, but the Wolverines are going to move this ball away from him over towards back A, and now Lonzy finds himself way too far away to help in a meaningful way, but it does not matter because Mike 120 is here with the snipe, and the blanks are just going off all over the place, and we get another triple kill for Mike 120, and it is a 3 dead situation for the Wolverines. 5 seconds are left. I think this game is going to be wrapped up in just a second, Kish. Mike 120 and Dilly Donut traded out, and that will be game 1 for the Utes.
This is going to be a bloodbath between Tuco dropping. At one point I was looking, I didn't want to cut you off because you were in flow state there casting. But as we're loading in here, we saw Tuco on nearly 35 kills. I think it was more than 35 kills at the end of that last match. And he took Lonzy's position of top fragger by more than 10 kills at one point. It was incredible to see, and I want to see these Slayers absolutely pop off this match. We're in the hands of Tuco right now, and he's starting off 2-0. Maybe. Yeah, I was going to say, he might get taken down here. They're looking to flood.
Oh!
And, was that a camo, or was that a lag there?
I think that might have been one of the camo players going down, but Dilly Donut living is crucial in that situation. He just dropped down to hardly any health, but the Utes immediately trade a couple of good kills back, and it is still neck and neck for both of these two teams. Lonzy over in the truck trying to stay alive, but he is sandwiched in between a couple of players, but it might not matter actually as Tuco gets taken down. He's still in this truck, by the way. Kish finally getting taken down as Bird decides to take matters into his own hands, but not before he gets takes out Dilly Donut in the wings. But Bird looking to try to get himself a triple kill, but unfortunately, Paintabot dying over in dip. They cannot figure out where Karate Joe is. Tuco trying to help out his teammate, but unfortunately being shot in the back instead, flying across the map by a beatdown from Mike 120. And it is tied up 10-10 right now. Was tied up.
This is about the pace I thought this game would go in a Slayer. As we're in Karate Jojo's hands, 3 are shortly down for Utah Valley. They're going to try to get spawners and hopefully try to link up here. If you're Utah Valley, you want to get as much damage. And wow, Karate Jojo gets taken off the map extremely fast, followed by Cody Ruboy and Tuco. 7-3. Just the Slayer we knew was going to show up in this match. Already off to an early start. You know, even if he's only cleaning up teammates' kills, that's what you need in a Slayer. You need somebody who's going to capitalize on all the damage on the map and do their job very well.
And doing their job very well indeed, as once again, the Wolverines have managed to bring this game close and have also taken the lead. 16-15 right now is a double attack from the Wolverines. Take down Lonzy and Hotel, but Mike 120 and Cafe is in the perfect spot to capitalize on Paintabot's no shields. And the camo coming up, but Dilly Donut gets 2. Dilly Donut gets 2 inside of Market. And he is looking to push and press his advantage across mid as they are both eyeballing this camo. But the camo has been stalled as unfortunately the Utes respawn in a perfect position to contest that. Paintabot takes down Mike 120, but Karate Joe trades him back in return. And it will be the camo for H. Lonzy. And the call has been made that they are all in Cafe. And here comes the attack. Will the Wolverines stand strong? No, they will not. Dilly Donut gets taken down. Bird gets taken down in the wings. The grenade comes out, but Paintabot receives a back smack from Karate Joe. And the Wolverines, they all fall down in Cafe.
They huffed, they puffed, and they blew the house down, but H. Lonzy finally getting taken down by a stick to the chest. All that separates this team is 1 triple kill. This match is neck and neck. Usually, I always say this, and it comes true, but I honestly, I don't want it to happen. I want this to go to 49-50 or 50-50. This matchup, usually in Slayers, it usually comes down to the 30 kill mark where teams start playing slightly different.
It's all going to come down to how many of these kills can they get away with without trading them for other kills in Utah. There's one as Dilly Donut stays alive in LR, but he's going to get cleaned up at H. Lonzy almost immediately. 26-29, and the Wolverines are struggling to try and keep themselves alive to prevent these trades. But 2 go down for the Wolverines, and the Utes, they are looking for more. Burnt gets Karate Joe, and he's going to stay alive in Cafe, but has to watch his back as 2 players from University of Utah are moving towards Yard. Dilly Donut gets taken down by Mike 120, losing that 1v1, unfortunately. But here comes the attack in Cafe, and Bert, he does have a teammate to help him, but not before he dies, and Tuco doesn't even want any part of that fight as H. Lonzy going to run him down and take him down as well. 28-35, and the Utes are firmly in the lead as we cross the 30 kill mark.
Yeah, I'm trying to watch some of these players and how they're positioning here, and it looks like there might be something a little off in the communication from the side of UVU. They knew that player was top gold, but Burnt just deciding to take a different fight and not look at the same fight where the player was lower HP. And as you see here, 30 kills, starting to separate this matchup a little bit. Utah, the University of Utah, starting to take this map into their own hands, now up by 10 kills. This is incredible work by the Utes. I honestly, I want to see a lot more out of Utah Valley. I want them to kind of uncheck themselves, spend some time together on the map. Dilly Donut in a great spot on the map. I want to see this work out for him.
NASCAR screaming in the chat for Petabot to try and live a little bit more. Dilly Donut doesn't get the back smack there, but still gets some melee cleanup. But 46 to 33, Utah Valley have to really slow things down if they want to keep themselves in the running for this game. Petabot, you cannot go into yard like this. There are 3 players of Utes, and a little bit of a fumble by Petabot as he got a too aggressive pushing into yard like that. Bert gets taken down in the wings, but it's just Dilly Donut and Tuco staying alive. They do get Cody Rue, but now everybody knows where Dilly Donut is, and Dilly gets taken down by Karate Joe from Cafe Window. And Tuco with the shock rifle looking to try to make something happen, but Petabot pushing into Cafe all by himself against 2. He does have a little bit of help from his friends, and that will be enough. 39 to 49. Only 1 kill is left before this game 2 is over. Can the Wolverines hold strong without giving up a single death? We're going to find out in the next few seconds as the game has slowed down to a complete crawl, and so will I, only to pick up speed as soon as something happens across the map. Dilly Donut feeling very, very aggressive, going into yard. He hears there are several players leak. They're always looking at him, but he's also looking around. Wait a minute, actually, it's a complete swing, and 4 dead for the Utes, and the Wolverines have played that perfectly, and there's the sniper Tuco taking down Mike 120 on lift, and here comes the attack on the Cafe, but Dilly, you can't live. You have to live here. You cannot die here. You have to stay alive over by this tower. Here come the Utes, but it's going to be 2 people there. And no, it will be Dilly Donut, who unfortunately is the last one to fall. And against it all, the University of Utah Utes will go on in game 2 to go up 2-0 in the series. Oh, that was so close, Kish.
But as we load in, I want to talk here about the man on screen, H. Lonzy. You will see him in 8s all the time. Anytime it's pinged, this man shows up, and you should too. Get in some college Halo 8s, and you might be shooting a Bandit Evo the same way H. Lonzy is. This guy has been on a tear all series. But
he certainly has, and honestly, you throw up the bat signal. I know. If you put out a call for men, Lonzy will be there as he is going to grab the camo for the Utes, and Mike 120 is already moving this into yellow gen. The Utes, unfortunately, were completely wiped out there, and they are trying to get across the map, but Lonzy with this camo being a huge thorn in the side. I do believe that will be the first flag capped, or at least would have been the first flag capped, but Tuco with the superhero play manages to get all the way across the map and pull the flag. So it will be the Utes who are going to have to play return on this flag, as it is in a pretty risky spot, but already you can hear from the audio cue that the flag will be returned momentarily, barring any other interference, and that will be the Utes going up 1-0 in this capture the flag Aquarius.
This teamwork that the University of Utah has is incredible. And honestly, prime example right there of not checking your corners. We saw a player on P2 that neither player going on car side for Utah saw. And I would say it doesn't pay off, but as we see here, University of Utah is getting another pull down the car side in what seems like a textbook fashion, just fast running this down the car side, trying to get this capped before a player is seen in the base, and Mike 120 able to do that. University of Utah trying to pull this because
no
they
way
saw, oh my, Lonzy. I was just about to talk about how good that pull was because how they saw 3 dead, but Lonzy doing everything he possibly can for that team, and it just paid off.
Lonzy living there was huge, Kish. You're absolutely right. It was huge. If he had died in Gen, that would have probably been a guaranteed flag, maybe not cap, but at least all the way across the 50-yard line towards that mid-car area. And Unfortunately for the Wolverines, they just haven't been able to catch a break with these 1v1s right now. Mike 120 finally getting taken down and burnt with the camo as well. Looking around, trying to see where the rest of the Utes are. Here's that there are plenty of them over in this car 3, but he gets taken down for it as Lonzy gets a crucial kill. 3 dead again, though, for the Utes. You're right. Mike 120 is all that's left over in car 2, and Tuco knows about it, but can't challenge him. And already getting cleaned up by Cody Rue, who just spawned after that 3 dead. So unfortunately for the Wolverines, though they may get the kills that they need, they haven't been able to turn it into a meaningful map position, and it is the Utes who are just pulling it in their face right now, Kish.
The Utes are doing a fantastic job of getting map control here. You know, we've seen Utah Valley have 3 dead multiple times on the map, but they weren't necessarily able to capitalize on 3 dead because they didn't have the map positioning like the way the University of Utah does. Dilly Donut able to sneak into University of Utah's base and steal this flag. Oh, this might be the perfect fumble if you're the Utah Valley University. This flag is gonna get it's gonna get captured here. They return their flag and cap it to make it a 2-1 game, still in favor of the University of Utah. However, map positioning starting to go in the direction of Utah Valley. We see a lot of slays coming out. Do they know where the last 2 players are? Tuco, Spidey senses tingling, takes out the 3rd player. 2 players up again. Oh, they're going to be delayed here, pushing their base and have to slay one more time before getting a flagpole.
The Utes holding strong in this defense, but Dilly Donut taking out Mike 120. That might be the start of the trigger pull, and it is. Petabot trades out Karate Joe. 2 defenders are left inside of this base. Tuco takes down to Lonzy, and it's just Cody Rue who spawned all the way back in Fridge. He is going to get here in time, perhaps, but not before Dilly Donut takes him down and cleans him up. Lonzy moving across front. Sorry, that's Mike 120. Moving across front court is going to get taken down by Dilly Donut as well. But look at this counterattack coming out of the Utes. Already winning this fight around P2. And Tuco, he's looking the wrong way, trying to get cleaned up by Lonzy. Maybe actually living there is also very, very big, but you gave up so much map position to Lonzy, who's going to say thank you very much, but he doesn't quite get the flag moved across, but a good defense from... Oh man, Petabot, he knew. He saw the disappointment in his face, looking down at where the flag used to be, no longer is. Nice nade for Cody Rue, but he has to win this second one. Yes, he does. Petabot with a double kill. Can he get a triple? Mike 120, he's jumping, he's staying alive, and he kills him, but traded out by Dilly Donut. 3 go down once again for the Utes, and here comes the flagpole, but they have to watch this Fridge side. And Dilly Donut, he's calling them out. He's pinging them. He's letting them know they are moving across Fridge. They are trying to cross up into court. They get towards Pert. You cannot let them get across the map like this, but somehow Cody Rue goes all the way from Fridge into their yellow gen. Dilly Donut can't even stop him, and they get the return once again. Tuco with a triple kill. Can't get the quadra as Lonzy has too much shields for him to deal with. But again, the Wolverines get stalled by a desperate play from the Utes.
Honestly, I don't know what I'm watching here, because at 1 second, Utah Valley looks like they have a clean flag capture in their hands, but the University of Utah just able to put a stop to it when it's just short of the goal line on about the 10-yard line. And Karate Jojo getting a perfect slide with this flag here. Petabot, the farthest one into the base, but it looks like he's going to get fought by 3 players here. And the Utes go up 3-1 in this capture the flag. There are 5 minutes left on the clock here. I don't want to say that Utah Valley has to put the gas on just yet, but I think what they have to do is prioritize P2 for the overextension and make sure they're denying any overextension, just like Dilly Donut's looking to do, but Karate Jojo hits that ghost jump off of the P2 stairs and able to get enough shots in to maybe make it worth the time. Petabot, not able to live there as 2 players collapse on Util's side. They're going to try to get this in their base. I believe they will here. Yes, they do. Wow. That's what, the second time we've seen the flag on the pedestal of Utah Valley's base that just was not captured because the University of Utah just had an absolutely amazing push and an amazing read on what the Wolverines were going to watch there. And they pull another flag.
Just in the face of the Utes, they're not even all four dead, and they're just pulling the flag. So definitely putting the pressure on the Wolverines right now, and these Utes, they're just not letting up on it. But you're absolutely right, Kish. Just so many unfortunate potential flag caps that just did not go the way of the Wolverines. Dilly Donut making a good push into Jen, looking to take down H. Lonzy, is going to get him taken down as well. But there is one player left on the flag, and it's Karate Joe. But Karate Joe with a triple kill for Dilly Donut is looking for 4. Mike 120 is nearby, but he's on the re. I don't think this is going to be a 4, but it will be the unofficial over for Dilly Donut as he does take down Mike 120. But Petabot winning a crucial fight against Cody Rue. Doesn't want to push too far at the moment. Here comes the defense. He gets the beat down on Karate Jojo, using the grenades to make sure that he does not get cleaned up by an aggressive enemy teammate. But H. Lonzy with a good patient play also knows that Tuco is going up shroom steps. A good grenade from Cody is going to clean him up. But 3 minutes, less than 3 minutes, are left in this game, Kish. And honestly, this could have been a tied game if Utah Valley could have just gotten the flag where it needed to be. But here comes the collapse in Gen, and it will be a series of trades, but ultimately the Utes are going to win it as Tuco's the last one alive.
Honestly, incredible work by the University of Utah. It looked like they were pinned down in their base for a little bit, and back to Lonzy, just able to place perfect grenades for when Petabot was pushing there. But it looks like there's gonna be another team fight in the blue utility here, as we see Tuco trying to poke for some damage, unable to be successful in his cell. But 3 go down. 4 go down for the University of Utah. Are they going to be able to capitalize off of this one, or is it going to be a rinse and repeat of what we've seen before?
Oh, what a spawn, though!
Boy, what a fantastic spawn! Gets the double kill with a perfect, and they're going to force this return in the utility. Petabot knows where at least one player is with this ping. Doesn't get the help just in time. They get the ping that 2 are down in the yellow utility. And it looks like rinse and repeat. University of Utah able to absolutely capitalize on what looks to be nearly impossible to capitalize on. Utah Valley has to pull off nearly a miracle to get 2 flag caps, or a flag cap and a flag pulled in the next minute and 20 seconds.
That spawn was crazy. Unfortunate for Utah Valley. They looked away, didn't quite clear the spawn in Gen. And honestly, the Utes get totally bailed out by that Gen spawn that completely derailed that flagpole that could have at least made this close. But you're right, 1 minute is left, and Tuco is pulling the flag. But this is such a desperate play from the Wolverines. You see Lonzy already in car 1, just waiting for Tuco to get into his crosshairs. It will end up being a trade, but the Utes, wait a minute. Okay, so it's 2 versus 2. If Dilly is able to win this against Karate Joe, this might actually be possible to tie this up, but the clock is ticking. 40 seconds are left. Getting from the grade. They're moving the flag across the 50-yard line by Mike 120. It's already in Gen. This is a big play from Petabot, but they do get the cap, but was a little bit too much of a risk to go for that cap because the Utes are pulling this flag. 20 seconds are left. They don't even need to do this. They can just play defense, but if they grab this flag, that'll definitely seal the deal. And no one from the Wolverines is there besides Dilly Donut, who does get the flag cross across the mid, but it's not going to matter. 10 seconds are left, and I think the game is just going to end here. 4 seconds are left. We're going to see they get the return as well. That definitely is going to be it. Even if Tuca were to touch it, it would not matter. But it will be a 3-0 sweep for the Utes and the Wolverines. You got to be holding your heads in your hands wondering what went wrong that game.